Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Wednesday morning? Hope everyone is doing great. I myself had a pretty boring night at work. Super boring, actually. I hope you gentlemen had a wonderful evening and a good start to your day. Good morning, Mr. Dirk Diggler, Mr. Knives Are Live, Mr. Ed, Mr. Pete, Mr. John. Hope you gentlemen are doing great this morning. I'm trying to fix something, but I guess I could just say it. Please hit that thumbs up while you're here. I'm going to have it fixed tomorrow where I have an actual something I can put on the screen to remind y'all. But I can't find that right now without paying for it, and I don't want to pay for it, so I will find one this evening and have that tomorrow. So anyway, good morning, Mr. William. So yesterday I got 3 knives in. In my front pocket last night, I carried my Bio, which is a knife I absolutely love. I think it's beautiful. And I actually think it would probably look great with a bright color ano on it. I think I might be changing my my thoughts about plain knives when they have nice milling after seeing a bunch of nicer knives with milling in bright colors. So yeah, I think this one would look great in a nice bright color. But I had that in the front pocket. Good morning, TC. And then in my back pocket, I had a new one I got yesterday. So I've been wanting to try out the size of the SNG because the SMF is too big and the PT3 is, I wouldn't say it's too small, but it's definitely a small knife. It's what it's made for. So I got this one to check out the SMFs. I mean the SNG, sorry. And it is a great size knife. Super comfortable, just like all the others. So I like it. My crystallized tie version, integral version of this knife is out for delivery today. So I will have it to compare to this one tomorrow. I'll be curious to see how they compare. And then I received 2 more knives yesterday. That came in. Oh, a couple of updates. So I did talk to him yesterday about when that knife will be released. And he said it probably won't be until December, which is kind of what he said. He said Q4, but it's not going to be October. It's going to be closer to the end of November or December. So these are the 2 other ones I got yesterday. And I got these from that cheaper store at one point. That was the cheapest place. Now there's that new place that has them even cheaper. But these are the 2 other shortcut clones that I bought. So I've still got this one that I haven't even tried to sell yet. I'm sure I won't have a problem selling these. But I've still got this one that I haven't tried selling. And now I've got 2 more, so now I have 4. I've got my original one. I've got the extra one I bought that Sever was going to get, but then he got laid off. So I just haven't even tried selling it. And then I ordered these 2 because I thought Sever was buying this one and I thought I might want an extra one. But the rock one came in yesterday, along with the regular one. And these both came with all the same stuff. The little pivot tool, the extra little Torx bits, the extra screw, the little this one actually came with a Phillips head and a flathead and four little rings, but it did not come with a blade. So I was really surprised that it didn't come with a blade at all. I believe it showed one in the picture, so I might hit them up and try to get them to send me some blades. But that is the other regular one. They came in these cool little plastic things from that store, I guess. And then the other one is the rock one. And like I said, it did not come with a blade, so I just put a regular blade in it. But this one has a couple of issues. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. But one of the main problems, so this knife really doesn't have a detent per se. Okay, mister, yeah, I guess I can't ask him to give me a blade then. I didn't pay attention. So this knife really doesn't have detent to speak of. The only detent is the lock bar here sitting in that little round place. So when I open it, it makes a little click feeling as it overcomes that curve of that. And it does kind of hold it closed. And it makes a nice little click, especially if the spring is strong. So you can feel like a little, almost like a detent feel as it curves over the edge of that circle there. And so this one's fine. This one has absolutely none of that and does not sit down in there good. You can kind of see that it's not down in there. So it has absolutely nothing, and it just wants to open. And it will open very easily, which is a big flaw in my opinion, because I don't want a razor blade opening in my pocket. So I've either got to figure out how to mill out this circle a little better and get it to seat in there properly. You can see it's not really a circle, it's almost like a V. So I think I'm going to make that circle a little bigger and try to fix it that way. Secondly, I've ordered the stronger springs. That should help a little, but you can see the curve on that is not really a curve. It's more like a V. Let me show you this one. So this one has a much deeper place for it to sit, where this one doesn't. And it's kind of angled weird. It's angled, I don't know, but you should be able to see that difference. So yeah, that was my issue. Secondly, I guess that was my main issue. I like the way it looks. I did play around with it and get it kind of broken in a little bit last night. But I don't want it to open in my pocket, that's for sure. Yeah, I found a pack on Amazon. Speaking of razor blades, I found a cheap pack on Amazon. It's even cheaper than the Stanleys and all that. And they come in this box. They're Romita, and they come in little 10 packs like this, and they're all oiled, and they're good blades. But this is 100 of them in the little 10 packs down in here in this box. You can see all the little things. Morning, Sever 7. So yeah, I've got plenty of blades. I bought these to do the laser laser blades. Oh, nice, Sever 7. So yeah, and then I took I took my other two Striders to compare the size of them last night, and as you can see, the SMF is just kind of big, and the PT3 is made to be a small knife. The cool thing about this knife is I can get all 4 fingers on it using that choil, and this is a cool little knife. Super comfortable little knife. And to be as small as it is, it's probably the most comfortable small knife you could possibly buy. But you can definitely see the difference in those two little cutouts. How much bigger the regular one is than the other one. But yeah, this PT3 is an awesome little knife. Most comfortable little knife I think you could possibly buy. So like I said, I'll be getting my integral version of that today to check out. So that'll be super cool. I am selling this one if anybody wants it. So Amazon has really been screwing the pooch as far as delivering stuff on time recently. Has anyone else had a bunch of stuff get delayed a day or two, like later than what they say they're going to do? Because I've had that be the case with quite a few things here recently. And it happened again with the knife case. They were supposed to deliver it yesterday. Now it's been delayed, and it said, "Are you sure you still want it?" And I had to agree to yes. And so now it's going to be delivered tomorrow instead of today, supposedly. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm not that impatient, TC. I don't want to have to drive. That's the whole point of getting stuff delivered. If I wanted to pick stuff up at a store or a locker, I could just go buy it at a store. So I don't ever use the lockers. I mean, I guess if you really needed a day early, I might do that for emergencies or something, but I'm patient enough to wait an extra day. But I don't like it when they tell me it's going to be here one day and then they say, "Oh, my bad." Don't lie to me. Just tell me it's going to be late to begin with. Yeah, they used to be really good, but here in the last month, I've had a couple of weird delays. I used to get stuff next day, no problem. Now I have stuff that like acts like it ships and then it gets sent back and they say it's like delayed. I don't know, weird. So yeah, I thought we'd do some Wharncliffe stuff today. So what's y'all's favorite Wharncliffe that y'all own? And do you like Wharncliffe blades? Do you have Wharncliffe blades? Are you like Pete and it's your favorite type? Or is it not your favorite type? What's the best Wharncliffe? So John, this is the same. They don't. Lemifshi doesn't make an SNG. Neither does Jufool. And any of the ones that they both sell all come from the same place. So they're the same knives from the same factories if they both sell them. But this model, Jufool and Lemifshi both sell the same one. I think this one did come from my Lemifshi, but it's the same knife as all the other vendors. It's not one he specifically had made. And I wouldn't be surprised if OK has it as well. So everybody likes Wharncliffes, except for William. William likes clip points. I'm a clip point and a drop point. I'm a drop point guy. Wharncliffe is one of John's favorites. And Pete, could have sworn, well, we know Pete likes Wharncliffes. Christopher said he likes pointy Wharncliffes. I'm not sure what a pointy Wharncliffe is. Can you help explain that to me? So Ed said the Tri-Stash is his favorite. And his second favorite, Harpoon Tanto. Yeah, I like a Harpoon compound ground like I showed yesterday. The par, yeah, it is. I would guess. I always think of not really a Wharncliffe. So I always think of Wharncliffes as being curved. So am I wrong? Is this a reverse Tanto instead of a Wharncliffe? Because when I think of Wharncliffes, I think they're supposed to be curved. I think if it's straight like this, then it's a reverse Tanto. That's just how I clarify them. So I don't own many actual, what I would call Wharncliffe blades. One of my only ones, hold on, I'm trying to find it. For example, and it might take me a second. Because I don't have that many. But I think of a true Wharncliffe as being curved. So I think of this as being a Wharncliffe. That's a Wharncliffe. And that's a reverse Tanto. I can give you lots of reverse Tanto examples. There's a good example. Yeah, sheep's foot is another one that I like. This one would not. Is this a sheep's foot? Because I wouldn't really call it a reverse Tanto because it's got some kind of swedge up here. I don't know. It's confusing. And it's all semantics. It doesn't really matter. See, this one I would call a reverse tanto, even because it's got a sharp edge, whereas this one I wouldn't. And this is a Wharncliffe. So is the Tri-Stash a true Wharncliffe, or is it a reverse tanto? And the PMP, the ones Ed said, is the PMP Revenge? Let's go look at a few of these that y'all are mentioning. I wanted to so when you type in Wharncliffe in the Blade HQ, it shows all kinds of varieties of blades, but most of them that curve from the back to the front is a true Wharncliffe to me. And ones like this is a reverse tanto. Reverse tanto, reverse tanto, reverse tanto, reverse tanto clip point or something. Some kind of, that's a sheep's foot. Alright, so I think a reverse tanto with a clip point will be a sheep's foot, kind of, right? Let's see what they show when you type in sheep's foot. So they're calling a sheep's foot kind of a rounded off reverse tanto. So it's like a combination Wharncliffe and reverse tanto is where you kind of get a sheep's foot. Alright, so the PMP Revenge. What would I call it? Let's see. Yeah, now that looks like a drop point with a Scandi grind or something. Maybe that's the version 2 and the version 1 looks different. Here we go. Yes, so that is. Alright, so that would be a sheep's foot according to Blade HQ. So it's a reverse tanto with a curve at the end, which is what we just saw what Blade HQ called a sheep's foot. So this is a prime example. Same kind of look. And then I think John showed another 71 HRC tungsten. You see, those look pretty close to the same. Maybe not quite as rounded out. One's called a sheep's foot and one's called a Wharncliffe. So I wouldn't consider that a Wharncliffe because it doesn't have the big curve all the way down. I would definitely consider a Wharncliffe to have more of a curve. If it doesn't curve except right here at the very end, then I don't think it's a Wharncliffe. I wouldn't classify it as one, but you're allowed to think of it as however you like. And I won't even fault you for it. I don't even know. And so a lot of people call what a straight back and a drop point the same thing. But technically, I guess they're a lot different. So if the blade, the top of the blade is straight with the top of the scale, I guess that's a straight back. And a drop point is not straight all the way across. But drop points are my favorite overall, just a classic knifey knife. And all these factors. So what is a factor? Is that it's not a sheep's foot because it doesn't curve. It's not a Wharnie because it doesn't curve. So it's a reverse Tonto. But it has a big belly. Yeah, so I don't try to get into arguing about what a knife is totally stupid to me. But I like to know what other people call certain knives. But if someone was to hand me this knife and ask me what I would call it, I'd say it's a reverse Tonto. I would not call it a sheep's foot because it has no little curve at the end, and I would not call it a Wharncliffe. But this is a Wharncliffe. So since it's Wharncliffe Wednesday, what are some great knives that have a constant curve from the very back of the blade all the way, gentle curve, all the way to the point? That is my next question. Let me see what I consider the Sibin. So where is my... I don't have to get it. I guess we could look it up. I consider the Sibin an edgy blade works blade. Because they definitely have their own look. I would call it an edgy blade works design. It's so weird because it curves up, but yes, I would call it a sheep's foot because of that curve at the end. But it's more like a clip point. It's kind of like a clip point, actually. It's just either a modified sheep's foot or a modified clip point. John, what did you give me? I didn't see him. PKW Warranty. Okay. What's the other one you gave me? Oh, the Dirt Standoff? All right. Thank you, John. Didn't see him. PKW Warranty. I put track. I didn't... So, yes, that is a perfect example, John. Thank you for that. We looked at that one not long ago. And the Dirk Pinkerton Standoff. Yes. So that one has a good curve all the way and a nice fuller. So do all true Wharncliffes have a perfectly straight bottom on them? Would be another good picture. Another good question. So do all true Wharncliffes have a perfectly straight? The Homer Zoo Hero was the next question. Let's see what we got, what it looks like. Homer Zoo what? Hero. Oh, that one that you've got? I would call that one mostly a reverse Tonto, a modified sheep's foot. Again, probably a reverse Tonto with a poon on it. But it's probably modified sheep's foot. Morning, Ron Crow. The Wharnie XM24. Yeah, I think all true Wharncliffes are straight across the bottom, huh? You get into weird... Let's go look at the chart real quick on NAFs. I've got a printout, I've got a mat with it on there. But they have this little chart that kind of summarizes it all. So see, sheep's foot has that little curve on the front. And it looks like the front of the blade curves up. The Wharncliffe is straight across and has a gradual curve the whole way. The straight back has that straight back that matches the scales, like I said, and a drop point that curves off, but they both curve up. Then you got a Tonto, and then a clip point is just a drop point where you cut off the edge at the top. And then a spear point is where both sides of the curve are the same and kind of meet. Spear point and dagger are both, you can follow the point of the knife straight back to the pivot usually. And the leaf shape is kind of the same way, except it has more of a gradual curve like the Wharncliffe on both sides. So that's always a good chart to go back to. Morning, Andrew. So if y'all don't know about this chart, you can get it. You can get a poster of it. You can get it printed on a mat, and it's always available to go look at if you're ever wondering. And it kind of breaks them down for you. Near blunt tip to avoid puncturing on a sheep's foot. Okay, so you're not supposed to be able to stab stuff with the sheep's foot for first responders. So that makes sense. Wharncliffe was original for whittling and EDC task. Piercing tip and the straight edge functions well for razor blade tasks. Let's see. Modified. You just call it modified if it's something else. Straight back, piercing skinny bushcraft, curved belly, the Swedish Mora, good old Mora Niv, good old straight back. And drop point is up here at the top. It's the Goldilocks blade shape. Mr. Bob Lovelace. Wasn't Bob Lovelace the guy that you said you wanted to get a knife from, Pete? 1929. Yeah, I thought that was the guy that you mentioned you might want to get a custom from or something. Or there was some guy that you mentioned. I thought that was him, but maybe it's not. Yeah, that's definitely a sheep's foot. The Art Forum Slim Foot. It's got that blunt curve that you can't pierce with. Yeah, Cal, he's already gone. And another one. So that's... I can't think of another Wharncliffe that I've got besides this one. Can y'all think of another Wharncliffe y'all have seen me with? What is this? So that's a Harpoon reverse Tonto, modified reverse Tonto Harpoon. I have no idea. I don't know. I like compound grinds a lot. Like, I think compound lines and swedges add a lot to a blade. I think it makes them way less boring. Like, even though this one's just a standard kind of drop point, it's got a hollow grind and a flat grind. So it's got hollow here, then a little bit of flat. But it's really just a drop point. Yeah, it makes the tip stronger because it's thicker metal. So the tip won't break off because of this grind here. And the swedge adds structural stability. But I like compound grinds the best. A lot of these compound grinds remind me of that little bridge game where you design all of the little lines to hold up a bus going over a bridge. I don't know if you've seen it on phones. But a lot of compound grinds have to do with structural rigidity. But just like Sever said, my absolute teetotal favorite is probably that one that I showed yesterday, all four of those knives. That's probably my favorite. So Wharncliffe Wednesday. So there's not many true Wharncliffes out there, huh? There's not like hundreds. I mean, there are hundreds, but as far as popular for the masses. Good morning, Tommy. Oh, I wanted to show y'all something else. I finally finished my Grand Seiko watch build with the new chapter ring around the outside and the new hands. So I don't know if y'all remember before, but it had a silver boring where those lines are for the chapter ring, and it had the little piece hands from a Rolex. So it looks way better with the hands that match kind of like the original and the chapter ring that matches the original. So I finished that up at work last night. It's my homage to a white birch. Dan Stan, good morning, sir. Yeah, let me go look at the Yo Jimbo, and because you mentioned it a couple of times. I didn't go look it up. I apologize. So they are definitely not a Wharncliffe. Because they don't curve constantly from the back. It's straight. It's not curved. So this knife has no curves in it. The back of the knife is not curved at all. It's got an inside curve there, but this part is not curved at all. So now we might need to reevaluate what a Wharncliffe is, because this one has no curves. So if we said that Wharncliffes have to have a constant curve, and when you look at this one, the Wharncliffe has a constant curve. Kind of. It's straight there at the beginning. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just talking about our previous definition with the constant curve. I don't mind calling this a Wharncliffe, but I'm talking about we got to reevaluate our definition. So it doesn't have to have a constant curve. Just has to come to a sharp point. What were the other ones? Yeah, so Wharncliffe doesn't have to have a curve. Earlier, Pete said that it has to curve from the very back to the front. And that's how this Asher is. So this is not a true Wharncliffe, I guess. Even though this looks like what I would think a true Wharncliffe would look like. Oh, that wasn't you, Pete? Could have sworn it was. Oh, that was John. Sorry. That was John that said that, not you, Pete. Both of y'all's icons are red. So that's what confused me. Yeah, that was John. Said it had to have a constant curve. So the bottom of the blade matters more than the top of the blade on a Wharncliffe. It's got to be straight. So we've established that a Wharncliffe has got to have a straight bottom, and it's got to have a sharp point. And those are basically the two requirements. straight bottom, sharp point, and the top can have any kind of weird little stuff going on that it wants to. Yeah, and I'm just trying to generically pick some boxes. So I think those two we can agree with. Straight bottom, sharp point, and then the back can kind of make whatever kind of curves it needs to, because that's way different than that one. But they both have a straight bottom and a sharp point. All right. Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing. I was just trying to get some terms laid down. So let me go type Wharncliffe in again here and see if any of these meet all those two requirements. So we've got a straight bottom, we've got a sharp point, a little bit of a curve. We've got a straight bottom, we got a sharp point, and the back doesn't matter. So those top three are all three Wharncliffes, according to our stats. All three of those are. And even though this one is thin, it probably is too. Although that's almost a reverse Tonto, which doesn't exist. Let's see, what else we got? So this is, I don't think this is sharp enough of a point to be considered a Wharncliffe. I think that's what would be a reverse Tonto. That's my opinion. Oh yeah, I don't trust any stats on any websites, Christopher. But I don't think that one comes to enough of a point to be considered a Wharncliffe. I think that one definitely does. So see, that one doesn't have a curve, much of a curve, but that's a Wharncliffe, according to our two requirements. That's a Wharncliffe, that's a Wharncliffe. That's not. I don't know, that's a reverse Tonto, maybe. So yeah, I think the straight bottom and the sharp point. See, this one, that one has more of a curve, that Protect. It has a little bit of curve on the bottom. So it's not, but this one has a straight one. Oh yeah, so my swayback would be a, I guess my swayback might be a Wharnie. Let's see. Does it have a straight bottom? Yes. So that is definitely a Wharncliffe. So I do have another one. My slayback. John, can you just post the link in the chat? Or did you? Did I not see the link in the chat? Let me click this link Pete sent. Yeah, send the link in the chat if you don't mind. Oh, there's a Loveless. Yep. Super expensive. Yeah, that Protect has more of a curve to it. And all this is not to create arguments. It's just for all us to just talk knives. All right. Yep. Wharncliffe, sharp point, straight bottom. So the Vision FG is not one. It's got kind of a curved belly, and it's more of a reverse Tonto, my opinion. But this CRKT Rakiri is, it's borderline not a sharp enough point, but that's about the border of where I would say reverse Tonto slash Wharncliffe. It almost needs a little bit of a sharper point, but that one's close enough. And then the stitch is definitely not. That would be a dagger or a harpoon. Good morning, Mr. Michael. Everybody hit that thumbs up. While you're here. Yep, they're getting way off now. Lots of curves, daggers. Okay, I might have a couple of Kershaw's clones that are Wharncliffe. I believe the leak. Isn't the leak pretty much a Wharncliffe? Yes, pretty much. It's got almost a kind of a weird recurve on it. That's more of a cleaver. I would say it's more of a cleaver style. It doesn't have a sharp enough point. You think that's a Wharnie? I don't know. It does have a straight bottom, but the only reason it's got a sharp point is because of that curve. If it was straighter down, that would not be a Wharncliffe. Because that's not that sharp angle that most Wharncliffes have. If it didn't have that curve, if it went straight from that point to the end, it wouldn't be. But the fact they added that one little curve made it sharp enough, I guess. It's definitely sharp because of that curve. And I guess if it went from straight to there, it might be sharp enough. I don't know. Yeah, the edge is definitely straight. It might not look like it, but it is. Yeah, I would call that more of a cleaver, but that's just me. So what about this? That's a dagger or a spear point or a dagger. Or even maybe it's a leaf point spear, leaf shaped spear point dagger. That's what I'm going to call it. And it is kind of a drop because the pivot. So dagger, in my opinion, a dagger and a spear point, the pivot straight out from the pivot is where the point is, and they both meet at that point. So this one does drop more. Yeah, they're all useful for something, huh? They're all useful for something. But that's what I like. All right. TC gave us a hand-drawn figure on the Discord. Man, that's a pretty blade. That whole knife is pretty. Yeah, and I want to buy a top hand. I almost bought one the other day on Knife Swap. I need a type hand in my life. You know what else I need is I need a Kirk's. Where'd you put it, Sever? Let's see. Aha. So it kind of favors your other one a little with a different blade shape. Kind of the same handle shape as your other one, but just not a harpoon. The Jason Grant gripper. Jason Grant Knives is who did the gripper. Pretty sure. There's Sever's new design. Yeah, so Dirk, I don't know if you heard me say, but that Kaiser that I've got, the Kaiser, my stupid earbud just keeps yelling, "Please charge," in my ear. So this knife's original owner was Jason Grant, and it's a Christensen design knife. And he sent Jason Grant's the one that had the anode job done on that. So that's the only. That's not like name dropping, but I think it's cool to have knives that somebody else used to own. So that's actually Jason Grant's old knife that he had anode. And Christensen Designs makes some awesome knives too. But yeah, this was Jason Grant's old knife. Anyway, I don't know if you've heard me say that when I was talking about it the other day. Yeah, one of my buddies had one of those. I was going to buy from him, but I didn't. Yeah, the only other, I don't really have too many stories. My having that autographed sword fin box is pretty cool. I'm still just such a fanboy of some knife people that I'm like, I'd say a utility blade is pretty Wharnie. A double-ended Wharnie. Don't be talking about double-enders in here, mister. Like, we know how you get. Oh yeah, my tactile has an awesome story behind it. And that will be one knife I never get rid of. For sure. That knife will not get sold to anyone. All right. Let's see. We got to find something else cool to look at. We can always do just a little bit of knife swap browsing this morning. Oh, look. I think I know who that is. Budget Banger and Tenable Fire Sale. If y'all haven't checked that out, it's in the Discord. Grey Wolf Apex. What is a Grey Wolf Apex? Aha. It's a weird, big boy, thick utility knife. What kind of utility blades are those? Is that a regular utility blade? Or do they make jumbo utility blades? Weird. Compadre for $270. That's pretty pricey. Well, that's great. Yep. Google Pics. Handle and hardware. Oh yeah, it was funny. Somebody posted, I thought it was one of y'all. I thought it was either Andrew or John. Because somebody posted shaman stuff on here. Check this post out. It says, yeah. Wanted to sell Spyderco Shaman blade, scales, and clip, all brand new. All new and left over from a rec build, or REK. Make your user Shaman like new again. These are all pristine. I don't have any use for them. They're only purchased for the liners. So that's the bad part is you got to buy liners. So he sold all that for $90. And actually it's still for sale. So if any of y'all want Shaman parts, Oh, you almost hit the guy up, Pete. I should message him now that it's been sitting there for a couple of days and offer him 70. Tactile Dread Eye? Sure. Let's see. Newest one was 20 days ago. See if it's in here. Rockwall. No, that's a Dread Eye. So this one's sold. Excellent condition. Comes with Ulti-Clip box. Excellent condition. $195. It's still available for $195 if you want it. It hasn't sold, it doesn't look like, because he marked everything else sold. So there's still one available for $195. Knives Are Life. It's S30V, I'm sure, like all of them are. Like all the cheap ones. Well, let's see the other side. Yeah, S30V. Yeah, I love the Kraken at Blade Show. Hey, Knives Are Life. I hate to tell you this, but while I was sleeping yesterday, look what sold. Check out what sold yesterday. A SPK Shark 4V for $140. I was asleep or I would have grabbed it for you. Original owner, Gen 1. Yep, it sold for $140. Yep, I missed it. I was asleep, man. Sorry. I woke up and saw it and it already sold. The one I was just looking at was, let's see, Tactile Deadeye. What did I type wrong? What am I typing wrong? Tactile Deadeye. What in the world? It's Reddit, not me. Reddit's going down. Well, that sucks. Let me try this again. Yeah, come on. What's going on here? Oh. Heck, I don't know. Reddit messes up quite a bit. Vosteed Nafs Corsair, $60. Somebody else said something to look up something. Somebody said, oh, yeah, the Urban EDC Nitro Glide. Yeah, we looked at it. It's Dread Eye? Oh. There we go. Sorry. 20 days ago, that one is... He doesn't say... Oh. Yeah, he doesn't say what blade steel. But he dropped it from 215 down to 195. See if we can see a picture. He's got a bunch of your knives. Knives are life. Bunch of TRMs. Is that it? No, that's a... Is that a rock wall or was that it? I can't tell if that... Is that it? Sorry. Yeah, I'll go look at the Nitro Glide. Yeah, I thought that's the rock wall. Where's the other one then? Did I miss it? I don't think I missed it. Is that it? What's that one in the middle? Is that a Rosalinda? Yeah, that's a Rosalinda. I gotta have that. So that's another Laconico I gotta have. Is that one still for sale? Sold. Rosalinda. $250. Oh, here's the fixed blade picture. Sorry. Alright, which one is it? It is going to be that one. So where's the other side to it? Doesn't show the other side, so I don't know. I have no clue. Sea Otter 2 announced. That's another one I got to have is a Sea Otter. That's Laconico too. I don't know why I don't have Rosalinda added to my alerts. I didn't spell that one right. Rosalinda. 20 days ago, yeah. Last one. This one sold for $200. Yeah, that's what I want to pay is somewhere around 200, 180, 200. I would be perfectly happy with that. When's the last time a Sea Otter sold? $4 days ago. $3.95 shipped. Ouch. No wonder it's still for sale. That hurts me. Because it's just sitting there. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Nobody has commented at all on that post. Wow, crazy price. 21 days ago. $315. That's a lot better. There it is. Yeah, $315 is a lot better. Still pretty pricey though. for a square knife. Hey, I just bought an EZC2. I forgot about buying that knife. Do I have tracking on that knife? Yeah, I just bought an EZC2. Oh, I better have tracking on that knife. It's from our buddy, Hog Road. Sever, me and you are getting same knives this week. By the way, here's Pete's favorite Wharnie fixed blade, the Bradford. Yeah, where's that Hog Road knife? Why did I not add that tracking number into my 17 track? I know he gave me tracking. Oh, he gave it to me on Reddit. Hey, I just sold that clone. Yeah, I don't know, Pete. What's up with your terrible photos today? Wipe off your lens. Now I gotta remember what Hog Road's name is on Reddit. And I hate when people send you a picture of the package instead of giving you the tracking number. What is his? Oh, there it is. Let me put this and see if it's being delivered today. Give me just a second. Let me add this tracking number. You know what's cool about using two different browsers on my computer is I don't ever have to worry when I open something in Chrome that y'all are going to see it. Because I don't have Chrome added to OBS. So that's where I do all my private stuff on stream. It's out for delivery today. So I get my EZC today. Ed, that's not very nice. We don't take terrible photos. Just because a photo is not set up artistically doesn't mean it's a bad photo. Stop being a hater, Ed. Just because we don't have little trinkets hanging off of ours doesn't make it a bad picture. Oh, yeah, thank you, Pete. I found it. I know the rule of thirds. Haha. 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 Audioitis. Got him a Kershaw today. Yeah, I'm going to delete that other one, Pete. Much better. Yeah, you got to wipe off your lens every now and then. I just want photos to be crisp and in focus and the center of attention, not like way off in the background. Like some. See you later, Ron Crow. I hate when people take photos of knives and it's laying on their bed and they're standing up here like I get photos like this all the times of knives on Knife Swap from guys. I'll be like, can you send me a picture of that knife, please? And I'll get a picture like this. Yeah, I ask guys on Discord all the time, I mean on Reddit all the time, to send me a picture of a knife, and I'll get a picture like this. And I'm like, dude, can you please like make the picture better? Pretty crazy. Y'all didn't even see the picture. Yeah, they'll send me pictures like this. And I'm like, dude, I can't see anything what's going on with the scales. Like, come on, give me a better picture than that. TC, where'd you get the Spectre clone? Or is that a real Spectre? I think it's a clone. Pretty sure it's a clone. I think that's a Hilberg. It's pretty. Yeah, I just want clear, give me clear photos and I'm cool. Like, give me something I can look at and tell if something's wrong with it. Is that a clone, TC? Is that a Hilberg? Let's go back and do a little bit more of oh, dang. There was a bunch of Holts listed for good prices, $600 and $700 last week on Knife Swap. I was surprised. What in the heck we got going on there? PSYOP $299. What is going? When is this one coming out? Does anybody know what's up that one? I could tell you, Severin, if I knew what you were talking about. Pretty sure. Let me see if I can tell you. Oh yeah, he just cuts it out. He just uses a background remover. Let me show you real quick how to do one. So go to Adobe. Adobe Express is free. Let me sign in with Blade Alchemy. Let me show you this. So Adobe Express is super free, and all you have to do is take a picture of something like me holding this knife here. Hold on just a second. And so I want my hand in the picture. So as long as it can tell what you want in the picture and what you don't, then it's really easy. So it's all about how you take the picture, really. But let me show you here. Let me send this picture over to the Discord. Hold on. Discord, stuff for channel. Send that picture. All right. So go to Adobe Express. It's free. Express.adobe.com. Go to your stuff and go to projects and go to new project. Type in a name. Blah blah. No, I don't want to create. Add people. Skip. Create file. Alright. So up here you can go to file, start new file. Whoops. You can pick what size you want it. Landscape, portrait, whatever. So pick you a landscape photo, and it makes the block for you there. Alright. Then you go to your stuff and upload your photo. Hold on. Let me download this one I just made. So the one I just made, I just took a picture of me holding the knife, and I'm going to upload it. So here's the picture I just took. Alright. Up here it's got the background color. You can make it black. And then you click on the picture that you upload and hit remove background. And it'll remove the background. So then you can just move that around wherever you want it. And that's how you do it. Super easy. And you can add as many photos as you want. So I can upload another one. Like if I want a picture of this somewhere in the corner, I can hit that. I can hit remove background. I can resize it however how big I want. I can rotate it however I want. And I can throw it over here. Super easy. And you can add text or your own photo or whatever you have photos of. And if it's got a hand in it, it'll usually keep that as part of the picture. So when you hit remove back, but sometimes it won't. But you can remove backgrounds of whatever you want. Super easy way to do it. There's numerous ways to do it. And then when you get done, you just hit download and save your image. And if you want to add text, you just go over here to text and add whatever text you want to add. And you can change it all kinds of fonts and wrap around and text layouts and whatever you want to do. No problem, Sever. I'm here to help people learn stuff. That's what I'm here for. But express.adobe.com is a great tool to use for free. And like I said, there's all kinds of ways to do it. Yeah, that $2.99 looks pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, these are some custom makers make some awesome custom crossbar knives and custom folders. Good morning, Fred the Lug. Yeah, some of these guys that make these custom knives, they make some pretty wild stuff. What's this Core Edge OTF? That's pretty wild. Core Edge USA. Let's go check that out. $325, not bad. That one's not milled. It's aluminum. PVK, I think that's the, oh, there we go. $325. That's a pretty wild looking OTF. Does anybody know anything about those? I like that blade he had better than the ones they're showing. Yeah, I like that OTF too. Not bad for $325. I don't know anything about them, so I can't say whether they're good, bad, whether they feel like crap. And I don't know where he got that one blade shape one with the polish down the middle. Oh, there it is. There's a blue one. It's got Magna Cut too. Yeah, it kind of looks like the bio I had on me last night, too. The lines on it. There's a R2. I still got to try one of those one day, too. The titanium FM1. There's 5 bangers. Hulk Comprehensive. Oh, Vulcan Knives. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we looked at these one day. Yeah, we did, because you were talking about how reasonable he was. And oh, this was the guy that y'all told he needed to charge more. Fred, now I remember our conversation. You told us that he used to be charging like $300, and y'all got him to change it up to like $450 and $500 at least to cover his money. Now I remember. Because I remember his website. And I've got a great memory. Except I can't ever remember that one knife that I asked you about last night. Everybody hit that thumbs up for me. Pearl stonewashed blade on the Juful duck. He released some new ones. And he's got a pearl stonewashed blade on some new ducks. I don't know if y'all saw that this morning, but that's pretty wild. Pearl stonewashed blade. I'm not sure what that actually means. I think there might be something lost in translation. Pearl stonewashed blade. What's... with still inserts. I'm still confused at what's different. There's their batch of cryo heat treated blades. Whoops. Trying to see a bigger picture here. That wasn't it. Yeah, I can't tell anything about this pearl stonewashed blade. It's a bunch of BS. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm going to start winding this one down. We've done lots of browsing today. Lots of talking about blade grinds and all kinds of stuff. Appreciate y'all being here. As usual, we will have more knives, more new knives tomorrow. I've got a few out for delivery today. He's trying to copy the blade finish of Poikilo knives, huh? Anyway, hope y'all have a great hump day. I've got to work again. I think I've got to work 7 days a week until I go on vacation. So I'm not getting much of a break. Robin, thank you, sir. I wish I could get a hit the thumbs up animation. I'll have one for tomorrow. Seems to be bringing some new people in, and I like that. I don't care about my numbers. I just want some more people to come in and talk with us. Andrew, you have a good day, sir. John, Robin. Anybody else who's in the background lurking? Lone Star Lady Boy, you have a great day, sir. If y'all need me, just hit me up in my email. I'm about to post a ton of knives for sale here soon on the Discord, so be looking for that. I decided I'm going to sell a ton on the Chinese knife subreddit where I don't have to go through a bunch of hoops and a bunch on the Discord. I'm going to try to drop the prices where they're very reasonable. No, we don't need new people. We need more people, Ed. I love your input daily. I don't want you to leave and somebody new to come. I want both of us to be here talking. All of us. So anyway, brown sugar. Larkin, oh, that's good. It's all good. Sever. Have a good day, sir. Mr. I don't think it's your first time talking, is it? You got to talk with us. Matt Maurer. Morning, sir. Throwing your input in is what's fun, hearing everybody else's input. Sever, you have a good day too, sir. Christopher, thank you, sir. Have a good day. And we'll talk more knives tomorrow. Peace.